just want to be kind of a little close to it there.
Okay. 3 for 1 day? No.
And a big thank you to Desert Financial Credit Union for sponsoring our KRIM Community Spotlight Program. Good morning, Rim Country. Chris Higgins in the studio, in our new studio, and at the round table. That's what we like to call it now, the round table here at KRIM, because we're broadcasting from Sawmill Theaters, the Sawmill Crossing building, and love our new little location here. This morning we're going to be talking with Emily and Jenny.
Yes.
She introduced herself as Skylar, threw me for a loop.
I did.
But it is Jenny, and they're both from New Directions, the Warming Center here in town, and we're going to be talking about the programs, services, everything that the Warming Center does for people that need a little bit of help, a little bit of assistance, maybe a nice, hot, delicious meal, but all of the other things too that the Warming Center is involved with and that they're doing. So, Emily, where would you like to start?
Well, we're having an open house this Saturday, 1 to 4, and I just thought it would be a good way to get the community together and show them what do we do. We've been around for almost 3.5 years, and it's time to show the community what we do, the day in and day out. We are a 7-day-a-week resource center for the community and a soup kitchen. We provide meals and referrals 365 days a year.
Wow, so every day of the year you are open.
Yes.
And 7 days a week you're providing meals. And now is it one meal a day? It's dinner, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And then we do also lunch sacks to go for the following day to sustain them nutrition the next day as well.
Gotcha. Okay. And now, what are the times of the meals? And it is open to anyone and everyone, correct?
Yeah, so our clients, our donors, our volunteers, we make enough food, 100 servings every single night. So we wanted everybody to become a community and get to know one another.
Mm-hmm. No, that's great. Winter Collins is watching, and she, I think, doing the hand claps. So she's doing hand claps there, applauding for you guys.
Well, thank you.
So 3 years now.
3.5.
3.5.
Yes, and me and my husband run the boots on the ground, the operation. So he runs the front of the house, meaning resource referrals to, we are connected to a lot of agencies, all of the police, the dispatch, sheriff, DPS, the hospital. We connect with having mercy, so we're a safe haven, but we want justice as well, so that's why we work with those agencies as well, because we're seeing individuals with healthcare issues, substance abuse issues, healthcare issues, the list goes on.
Yes. Also, you work closely with the Community Action Program,
Yes.
CAP office, and Elsa, over there, and I think that it is a case where either a community action program or so many programs in town that are out there to provide assistance for people, but they might not know about those programs. So the Warming Center really is a place where you're connected to all those organizations. So when someone comes in and they're usually there's going to be a need, that's why they're coming in, you're able to connect them with those different programs or offices or people that can really get them some help.
Yeah, and we have all walks of life coming in, from single moms, dads with kids, newborn babies, all the way up to like veterans that are 99 years of age that are living in the car.
All the way up to regular citizens who are seniors with the silver tsunami.
Yes.
And Jenny, now how
Yes.
long have you been involved with the program, and what is your role?
I got really involved through the Star Valley Garden,
Okay.
and we started growing. The town of Star Valley donated a couple plots,
Mm-hmm.
and for us to grow fresh produce, did it kind of late in the year. I got to meet Emily through that. And one day we were just talking and she said, you can just see you're very young. It says a silver person. But, they're just overwhelmed. They're
Mhm.
running and running and running. And I said, look, can I bring some people in and give us a chance to maybe get this organized and get it so things flow, and brought in a really amazing team of women. We kind of have revamped a lot of it as far as getting programs set up for volunteers that work a little more smoothly.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, what I'm mainly doing is distribution of donations.
Okay.
Emily and Skylar both have the strong belief that it doesn't do anybody any good to have 20 bags of winter coats
Mm-hmm.
sitting on the shelf if
Yeah.
there's other people in Payson that can use it.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been working with different organizations here, the school systems, and we get stuff in. Everything, of course, goes to the center first.
Mhm.
But we get a lot of excess, let's say, for maybe women's clothes.
Mhm.
So right now, a lot of those have gone to community bridges, to the high school. We don't have a lot of children's clothes go back out through the clothing pantry. So a lot of those clothes have gone to the elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of keeping things always flowing out,
Mm-hmm.
exactly as they do with the mental health component, the services component. We have a really dedicated group of women, and hey, we're always looking for more, that sort and triage and send where the biggest need is. We have one woman that, I don't know how many loads of clothes she washes every week. It's gotta be 50.
Mm-hmm.
She washes all the towels, all the sheets.
Mm-hmm.
One thing Emily didn't mention though is not only do they give a warm, safe place to land with food, there is a bunkhouse where
Mhm.
they can shower. And just in the time I've been there, a lot of the people that come in haven't had a shower in forever.
Mm-hmm.
They get a shower and you should see, they are like, they're
Oh, yes.
like glowing. They're
Mm.
they feel human again.
Mhm.
So we're just trying to treat them with dignity, triage the clothes, the back end services, I guess I'd say, is what we do. And we're getting ready to start up our garden plot, so Emily's gonna get a lot of dirt under her nails here
There we
pretty
go.
quick as well.
Wow. And I know when you and Skylar have been on before, you've really emphasized that you're not reduplicating or looking to do or provide services that are already being provided within the community, but connecting people to those services and getting them, to those places, and providing that safe place, because that's what, I've heard in the different meetings and talking to people where individuals don't feel safe, don't feel welcome, feel embarrassed, ashamed, whatever the issue is, or I shouldn't say issue, but whatever they're feeling. Those feelings can keep them from maybe getting to that place or taking that next step. And by coming to the warming center and being encouraged, just given a meal, a shower,
Clean clothes.
you feel, okay, now I can do this, or now I'm ready to take that next step to get some help and start that journey, that process to getting back to where I want to be.
Yes.
And is that kind of accurate, or?
Yeah, that is really on point, because every day it's a different person and they have a different need. Sometimes it's a food insecurity, and it's either they're not homeless and they're a family, and it's either rent or food. And so the food insecurity has gone up. I'm serving 100 servings of food a night but probably 50 people. So they're hungry. They're taking 2 servings, or they're taking them home to their bedridden mom, or whatever the situation is. I am feeding way more. And so it's a blessing. The community garden is getting into season, and we're able to grow, straight from the community garden to table.
Fresh and
Yes.
fresh and
Yes, nutritious food.
Yes.
And yeah. And you mentioned making the choice between rent and food, and that was something that was recently put out by the CAP office in Gila County, their utility relief and rent assistance program that people can apply for, and that is effective through June 30th of this year. So let's see, the CAP office located at 514 South Beeline Highway, and their number 474-7192. But also you can get this information at the Warming Center, and Skylar, I know he is very well connected with all of these agencies, talks with the representatives on a regular basis, and is getting this information to people that need it. So that is great. And now the garden program, that's something that is wonderful.
That's cool.
All the food that comes from.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
The Payson Community Garden has a donation component to the plots. Okay, and the one in Star Valley does not.
Okay.
But we decided last year that we would just put out some bins and say extra produce, bring to us, and we'll take it to the Warming Center. And then Tim, is it Tim Greer?
The Star Valley Town Manager.
Yeah, he had come in one day and we were just talking, and he said, well, is there anything you guys need? And I said, yeah, we need some plots so that we can devote it 100% to the Warming Center. So they very graciously gave us plots. They, Glenn McCombs at Plant Fair donated soil amendment and seeds, and it just kind of worked really well. So Emily, I kind of said, what do you want? What do you want us to grow? And she just said anything, grow anything you want. So I'm sorry, you have a whole plot of kohlrabi coming. No, but yeah, so I think it's just, people don't think about that. They clean out the house of a loved one that's passed away, and still people throw food away. They throw away canned goods, and at the Warming Center they can use things from a non-expired can of green beans, we'll say, to if you have a 50-pound sack of black-eyed peas, anything.
Yeah.
So all those things help. I think. Can I talk for one more second?
Yeah, heck yeah.
Okay, keep me
Talk
on.
for a few more seconds, Jenny.
Okay, sorry about that.
No.
We did in November, I had talked to Emily and Skylar, and they said they were in a lot of need of warm things, warm jackets, warm blankets. So we did a Warming Payson 2022 event in conjunction with the Payson Community Garden.
Yep.
And my husband will say we collected 3 tons of donations. I'm still sorting a few things, and I think it feels more like 20 tons. But it's so cool. This community really gives, and one of our constant struggles is it's always fluid. It's always like, okay, this week we need women's shoes. Now we need this. Now we need that. And we don't have storage facility to keep a huge amount of clothing.
Yes.
Plus, again, getting it to the people that need it when they need it, not storing for a rainy day next winter. But we're trying, and maybe you'd be the person to suggest that. We need a place to say, hey, we are in dire need of, and how they can drop it and where they can drop it. So right now, oddly, we don't get any in. We can't even buy them in Payson at the moment, warm gloves. I think Walmart never even got another round of warm gloves in. We have people, and it is not just the people that are living in the forest. this is also seniors, people that are living in their homes with no heat. So right now, we are desperate for gloves. We are desperate for, a little short list of things. So we're constantly going from feast to famine on what we have and what we need. And at some point, we have to find a way to streamline that, because my goodness, this community is so generous and so compassionate. But, yes, we will take your used clothing and things, but how do we get the word out and say we are desperate for gloves? We really need umbrellas. We need
sleeping bags. I remember on your Facebook page, it's New Directions, the Warming Center. There's been lists put out, regularly, that just shares weekly what items you need that week. Has it seemed to, do you get a good response from that, or how does that work?
Yes, social media has been our best response, and definitely getting on the radios and stuff. Word of mouth, I think the more people talk about it, the more they feel, and the word I like to use is stigma, because I'm also with NAMI, so we do a lot of mental health, but stigma means my pride won't let me go in there because I am working. I don't want my colleagues to see that I'm getting help. So there's stigma there behind just any walk of life. So we're trying to get people to feel safe in all walks of life to just come check us out. Saturday is a good way to come in. It's not while we're open, so there'll be no clients. This is just a tour of the facility to see who's involved, how we operate. And we operate out of a 1976 old Lutheran church, and it's actually pretty cool.
Oh yeah, no,
it is very cool.
It is. That's a cool facility, and I know I was in there and did a little tour a little while back, and had a meal too, sat down, and one of the gentlemen there, that I had known from, and I knew and met years ago, with the shop and everything, and so we had a chance to talk a little bit, chat. But want to encourage everyone to follow New Directions, the Warming Center on Facebook. Follow the page, and you can see from their weekly posts what they're in need of, and that's a great way to help. Also, the open house. When is the open house again, Emily?
The open house is this Saturday,
March 11th.
March 11th at 1 to 4 p.m. or 1 to 3 p.m.
1 to 4.
I'm sorry, 1 to 4 p.m. I already forgot.
And people will be able to see each section.
Yeah.
So we'll actually have the bunkhouse open. It's interesting. People have different conceptions about what the place is actually like. So they'll be able to tour the kitchen and the dining hall. They'll be able to go into the bunkhouse and see, literally where people sleep when it's too cold. The shower rooms, they'll be able to see the donation, where we receive donations, as well as there is a very substantial clothing pantry where they can come, and if they have people at home that need warm clothes, whatever. There's also a food pantry that, I don't know, is there a limit what they can take? You just ask.
So it's 2 items per food item and 2 items per non-food item clothing. We do have a hygiene, we're really low on hygiene, so that's something we can ask the community is we can take travel size or full size of all kinds, body wash, soaps, conditioners.
Toilet
paper. And so one of the other programs I know that is part of the Warming Center is Safe Landing as well. And so can you explain a little bit about that program and how that works?
So how do you get someone home is by connecting them back to a community that they're familiar with. If they're not a local from Payson, we want to get them back to a family member or someone they're familiar and safe with. So the Safe Landing program is a way to connect people back to rehab, mom, dad, ex-wife, and they're ready to get back together. But someone safe that has an opportunity for them to thrive and get better. So we Greyhound and we one-way transport all over Arizona and all over the United States through Greyhound, and then if it's locally in the state of Arizona, then we'll actually take them in our personal vehicle and drop them off to a safe landing.
Mm-hmm. And that is something I know that people maybe don't realize, or there's that misconception that people are coming to the warming center and the numbers are increasing
down.
and they're just staying there because they are getting fed, they have a place to stay, and so on. Where, as you pointed out, Jenny, the bunkhouse, it's for those very cold nights when nights are below freezing for so many nights in a row. So a place
Right.
for people to stay, to shower, to get cleaned up. But it isn't a facility for people to come and just stay there. And with that safe landing program, I think it's great that people are getting back to, as you said, their home or where they're from, or to family members that want to help them, that maybe didn't know where they went or what was happening with them. So that's a great way to reconnect them and to get them into a community where there can be services and help that they do need.
Yes, if you're more familiar with resources, then it's going to be easier to get healthier. If you're in a foreign place and you don't speak the language or don't know the resources, it's going to be very difficult to reestablish. And we don't have the resources in a rural community to take care of everybody. We have to take care of our local community. And say they want to get established in this community, we will definitely connect them to the resources. And Elsa at the CAP office is very good about getting people into job services and housing. So I believe that the word local means that you're giving back to your community, you're an active working member, you care about each other. And so anybody can be a local if you truly care about your community. So maybe you're not from the state or you're not a native and you just moved here. If you're donating your time to any of the local nonprofits or giving back to this community, you're a local.
And you're part of the community.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because you're contributing, you're investing. I see a flyer here too, and we have 5 more minutes, so definitely want to mention the Concert for Kindness. And this is the day after the open house,
Yes.
Sunday, March 12th, from 4 to 6 p.m. at Payson United Methodist Church. And this is Daniel Namad? Is it? Namad? Daniel Namad. And so, do you know how this got put together, or can you tell us a little bit about this group?
Yeah, the Unity Church brought forth this great musician to have a concert for the food bank. So if you bring a non-perishable food item or a cash donation out the door, it helps support the Payson area food banks and the student weekend program that the United Methodist Church puts on. They feed the poverty kids throughout the weekend, so it's really a nice program. And then also some of the funds go to the Warming Center. So if you're doing anything Sunday, come join us at the concert at the Methodist Church.
And you can listen to Daniel's music it says Apple Music. He is a national recording artist, and his last name, it's spelled N-A-H-M-O-D, Daniel Namad, N-A-H-M-O-D. And we'll also share this on the KRIM FM Facebook page. There's a little QR code that links to his music as well, so you can see and listen to his music. And that's this Sunday, March 12th, 4 to 6, and the open house, again, at the Warming Center, New Directions, is Saturday from 1 to 4.
601
601
South.
No,
Or
601 East Highway 260, Building
West.
A.
Building A.
Yes.
There we go.
And there'll be signage out by the road for it as well.
And if you want to check out the list of items that was put up this week, and if you want to bring something to
We
the
would love
open house, a
that.
donation, so gloves, hygiene products,
Umbrellas.
umbrellas,
Also gift cards.
gift
If you
cards.
got gift cards for Christmas that are local, you don't need them, don't want them. They are not for the use of the clients, they are
Uh-huh.
for the use within the center. So there's always gas to buy, or maybe they need a couple onions to round out the meal. Gift cards can be donated at any time. There's a red drop box on the side of, well, it will be there, on Building A, on the side. So if you have gift cards, what else did we say? We also need blankets again.
Blankets.
They come and go.
Yes, and it's nice. Well, and it's kind of like the weather. It just the cold weather comes and
Yes.
goes because this week it's supposed to be nice up in the 60s
And next week
during the
snow, I
day,
think.
and then I don't know. I haven't gone that far.
You know,
I don't want to. I don't want to look, Jenny. I don't want to
Don't
look that
look,
far
don't
ahead. No, wait, no. Oh, yeah. You're a little rain. Little rain.
but
Doesn't say
please come and
snow.
see us on Saturday. There's so many questions about what we do
Yes.
and what is done there.
Mhm.
And this will put a lot of your worries and concerns about enabling and other things,
Mhm.
but it's,
Yeah.
family first, it's a family first model. But please come and see us on Saturday from 1 to 4, anytime they're in. And
Yeah. Well, and I think with the Warming Center, because of just everything that's been going on the last 2-3 years with COVID, going through that, with hyperinflation, with our housing issue, with all of these things that have been hitting so many people, really all of us in different ways. It's created situations for people that maybe they didn't think they would be in, or where they need some help, need some assistance, and to ignore that or to just not address it at all isn't really the responsible thing to do, the right thing to do. It isn't what's best for our community, because we need to be proactive and we need to be taking care of people, and not kind of saying, well, it's their own fault, or they need to go somewhere else, or just things that you hear maybe people say they need to figure
we'll
it
come
out.
back and tell you stories
Yeah,
sometime
and-
that will amaze
Oh.
your listeners.
Oh yeah, and so it's good for people to see and to go to the open house, talk with some people, hear some examples, because it is, I think, something that we need to be doing, taking a proactive approach and working together to help people in our community, people that have found their way to our community somehow, and have these processes in place and these services in place. And I think, like Jenny said, working on them, making them efficient, or getting these processes down. So when people come in, we can, okay, where are the needs? How can we help?
Right.
And
Well,
also
and
people donating.
you also said, I do understand that social media is obviously the place to reach out with the lists.
Mhm.
But, so much of our community is, some of the elderly
Mhm.
people are even my age and older, they're not on social media. So I'm always, if anybody has a great idea, let us know how we could get the word out,
Yeah.
not just through social media, because
Yeah.
there is a constant need,
Yes.
and we can let you know what's churning in and out. but
Yeah. I would
It's
think.
hard to spread it.
Yeah, I think churches as well, like churches participating, because I believe a lot of the elderly community
Right.
are in churches, different churches in the community, and I know there's a lot of churches that already help, Mountain Bible and different churches
Right.
that help get the word out. But I would imagine those would be good places as well to just keep getting the word out. But word of mouth, like you said, Emily, the word of mouth and sharing with people, and
And once
letting
they
them know.
see what it's actually like in there,
Mhm.
I think there will be a lot more passion in the community behind it,
Mhm.
to get rid of a few of the misconceptions that
Yeah.
we're trying to get more homeless people here, and it's
Yeah.
not the truth.
No. Well, again, if you are able, we really encourage you to go to the open house this Saturday from 1 to 4 at New Directions, the Warming Center. And again, that address is 601 everyone for listening and watching. Hope you have a wonderful